Welcome to the refill. Welcome to the refill. This is show number 2 on our Friday night double hitter. We're glad y'all tuned in. We got on our second show, we got another gospel rap artist we featuring tonight, JKells, all the way from Shreveport, Louisiana. But before we do, we gotta let y'all know why we do this. For this podcast is for gospel rap artists, gospel rap promoters, gospel rap producers, gospel rap influencers, social media influence, etc., etc. So we are here to help build a genre, just doing our part with the Refill podcast by featuring those who are working in this space, those who are really grinding. We showcasing the game players and not the spectators. And so tonight, we got JKells. I'm gonna read a little bit about JKells, who about to come on. He's from Shreveport, Louisiana. His music is inspiring and uplifting. Uh, he's he's had the opportunity to share the stage with artists like Lil Wayne, Master P, Cupid, Ken Jones, Ben Tankard, Kurt Carr, BJ the Chicago Kid, and the list go on and on and on. He currently have a project out right now entitled Wait, and we're gonna talk about that soon. I heard a couple of the tracks. That thing bumping. If y'all know me, I'm in the South. I'm soaked in the South. I love the South. Ain't nothing you can tell me about the South. And I bump South music in the heavy Chevy all day long. So I'm gonna stop doing all this talking, but we're gonna bring on our guest for the second show tonight on this Friday night double hitter. Somebody coming through with them loud pipes outside. But we're gonna bring on JKells all the way from Shreveport, Louisiana. What's good, bro?
Yeah, what's happening, bro? How you doing, man?
Man, we good, man. We good. We glad you came on board, man. Hey, introduce yourself to the people, man, that's looking at the podcast right now.
Man, first off, I definitely appreciate the invites, man.
Already.
It's a pleasure, man. It's an honor to be here with you, man. I appreciate what you're doing for the genre, man. We need more like you that do things like this to promote the artists. But
Amen.
I'm Jay Kells. How y'all doing? My name's Jay Kells, Shreveport, Louisiana, like he said, man. Born and raised here. Been living here, man. Been doing gospel rap for the longest. Actually, my story is pretty much unlike anybody else that you ever meet, man. I started off gospel rapping, man, in the
Right.
church, 12 years old, and to this day, man, I'm still here doing it for the kingdom, man, rapping the gospel, man, doing what I do.
Already. Man, look at let's I think the first question we ask any gospel rap artist, any promoter, DJ, anybody that work in the gospel rap space, take us back to how you got started, what influenced you to do gospel rap music. Because you don't, I'm gonna say to ask this question first because whenever I run into any cat to say they do gospel rap music, I say, okay, yeah, they doing it. Ain't nobody just waking up saying I'm doing gospel rap music.
True that.
You know what I'm saying? So what was it that got you involved with it?
What got me involved, man? Pretty much in my city, man. I grew up in church, man. Refreshing Point Ministries here in Shreveport. Dr. Rick Lay, my pastor, and pretty much, man, we would do youth events, and when we would do youth events, we would have these guys come in from Monroe, which is a little bit north of what we are called the Lord's Footmen, and they would do rapping and fraternity style stomping at the
Right.
same time. The dudes was hot, man. So they would come in to our youth events, and man, it's like God put it in my heart, man. Like I can do that too, We don't have to keep calling folks in from outside all the time.
Right.
Somebody right here, let me step up to the plate and represent for God, and do what I do. So it was a couple of other groups that influenced me at the time back then. It was an artist by the name of Stephen Wiley, who I still keep in contact with today. Heralded
Right.
is one of the first original gospel rappers. Period. Him. DC Talk was big back then.
Right.
Toby
Right.
Mac right now. He was with a group called DC Talk back then. So I sat down and I wrote my first rap. It was a cappella, didn't have any music to it. Stood up in church, did it in church, man. It felt good. Everybody loved it, enjoyed it, told me how I blessed them. I'm like, okay, God, I'm gonna do this. Let's do it. So my next step, I'm like, okay, I need some music. So I had I'm about to tell how far back I go. I think I already have. I had two cassette players,
Ooh,
two
wee.
cassette tape players, man.
Ooh, yeah.
Put them together in front of my Casio keyboard. I hit record on one, played the little drum beat, stopped there, hit play, hit record on the other one, did a little melody to it, man. Went in, we had an event coming up, went in, had the DJ, the sound guy to play, put the tape on, play it, and of course it sounded horrible. And like, like I'm a sound man of my church still to this day. Like most praise and worship and most artists, when they stuff don't go right like they planned, they always want to look crazy at the sound man. So
Right,
that's
right,
what I
right, right,
did,
right.
man. I looked at the sound man like, man, what's going on with my song? What's going on with the music? Knowing good and well it wasn't real good quality, but you know how it was back then.
Right, right, right.
So I did that. That's what I did, and then from there, I progressed with a couple of guys that I went to school with that was in the church with us, and they were like, hey, we want to do it too, want to partner with you. So we formed a group, man, called CGC, which stood for Causing a God Consciousness, which is one of the which is part of the motto of my church, part of the vision of my church, to cause a God consciousness in the city, the surrounding areas, and the world. So from there, we went to instrumentals. We used secular rap instrumentals.
Right.
We have R. Kelly instrumentals. We have some Cash Money instrumentals, No Limit instrumentals, and we were doing that, man. And God blessed us, to go to different establishments, different events to rap at. Open people. We got to meet Prime Minister. We got to meet BBJ. When they came to the city and opened up for them, artists like that. And man, and from there, it's like it just elevated, man. They fell off, but God kept that with me,
Right.
kept it with me, and like I say, to this day, man, God has allowed me. You read a little bit of my bio, man. God has
Right.
blessed me to travel all over the country, man. Do shows in the Bahamas, done shows in Vegas, done shows in Atlanta, and New Orleans, and Dallas, man, all over, and open up some of the who's who in the music industry. Period, man. It's a blessing, and I thank God that He chose me to do this, man. I love what I do, enjoy what I do, man. The people that I'm able to minister to through it, they tell me the same thing. They say they enjoy it and they love my music, and all ages, man, not just the teens and not just the kids, man. I remember one time I was on a cruise ship in the Bahamas, man, and I did a talent show. One of my songs on the talent show on the cruise ship. And I had this little 90, not 90, this little, she was probably about 70 some year old little white lady that came up to me and said, man, if you had a CD out right now, I would buy your music and listen to your music, man. And that just touched
Already.
me, man. It was evident of the presence of God and the power of
Right.
God, that God can cause you to cross over genres and denominational backgrounds and ethnicities, man, and touch everybody, with the gospel, as long as you do it with a pure heart, man, and do it for His glory.
Right. That's what's up, man. I mean, you took it all the way back to the two cassette tapes. Oh man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, oh man. So so let me ask you this, man. Um I'm gonna go back to your first album, the first album you put out. Tell me about, or let us know about, in the gospel rap space, is you probably well know, but people just watching, they don't know. Gospel rap have its challenges as far as, putting the money together to create a good project. I remember when I first did mine,
Uh-huh.
I remember recording in the closet with
Yeah.
bed phone, Joker. I'm talking
Yeah.
about around the whole. We gutted the whole closet. I went to a Home Depot or Lowe's or one of those places, maybe a Home Depot, and got a piece of glass,
Okay.
and took the door. I took the door off the hinges and took it down to one of the local high schools here. They had a wood shop. I said, "Hey man, put this piece of glass in this door." And
Yeah.
dude charged me like 25. He said, "Man, give me $25." I said, "Okay, cool." So we figured out, like they say, getting it from the mud. We figured out that a long time ago, doing it that way. But tell us about some of the challenges, the struggles with putting together that first project. You talked about it a little bit, but go a little more in detail with your very first project, though.
Man, the very first project I would
Right,
say was more along the lines of a mixtape than an
right,
actual album. The reason saying that is because I did use some of those secular instrumentals that I
right,
I have to performing with and doing different shows and stuff with. I
Right.
put some of those on the project, just to have something to pass out at the shows and things like that. The actual process of it, man. We had a homeboy that used to live here, man, by the name of PJ, man. Uh, went by the name of Rude Boy. As a matter of fact, man, you was talking a little bit before the feed. He was actually on the original Soul Glow track I did. I'm sure we'll get to that in a minute.
Right.
But he was with a group called the Holy Hot Boys, and pretty much in the city, it was like a conglomerate of guys. That we were gospel rappers, and we would all do different events with each other. We would minister with each other, and then we fellowship with each other also. Either at somebody's house or at we call impromptus. Me and my wife was up there. I said, we did impromptus. We meet at Buffalo Wild Wings and just hang out. But anyway,
Right.
Rude Boy, everybody, his house was the spot to record. He had a couple more guys that was producers, also as well as artists. The name of their group was the Holy Hot Boys, and I mean, them boys would put on one of the crunkest gospel rap shows you would ever see.
I remember.
Yeah.
Them dudes. Right.
Yeah. So we would all go over to PJ's house to record. Now PJ, similar like you, man. They had a house. They had an attic, and inside the attic of this house, they pretty much had a closet. Now, they didn't gut the closet out like you did. It was still clothes in the closet. The microphone and the stand set up in between the clothes in the closet, so we had to wrap it into the clothes.
Right.
They had the mic going through the wall to the other side, cords where it was hooked up to the computer and all that other equipment, the mixing board and stuff that they had. And we recorded in the closet, literally. So, but the way them boys could mix everything and make it sound good was amazing. They was anointed to do that type of stuff. So that was pretty much my first project, the actual cover. I remember I took a picture and in my dining room, I had a hoodie on in my dining room, and I sent it to one of my homeboys that was making his own covers. And he made his own paper cover for me. I went to Office Depot, got some different color CD cases, the little thin cases, the little purple, green, yellow cases. I would buy a bundle of CDs. I would put them in my computer. I would burn my own CDs. I would tear the inserts off the little sheet that it came in, put them inside the cover, put the CD inside the CD, put them together. Boom. That was my first CD. And then I think I was selling them for like maybe $3 or $4, if that.
Right.
That was my first project that I ever did. That was way back in the day.
Straight out the trunk, man. I'm over there laughing because I remember my first one, man. My first project I did was called We Hood. Okay. And HOOD mean holding on to our destruction. Okay. And I was like, I never made a CD cover ever. Yeah. And so what I did, I went in the middle of the street. I took a picture of the street I was staying on. And I had to wait for these cats to go inside the house. I was kind of flagging like, hey man, y'all in the picture, man. They look at me like, Joker, we gonna sit right here. So I ain't know them boys, man. I ain't want no mess with them. Wow. So I waited. So I kind of caught, okay, they went inside. They go ahead and snap out 3-4 pictures real quick and get back in the house. So I took a picture in the middle of the street, and then I took a picture of my face and cut out everything except the eyeballs. And put the eyeballs in the picture. And man, look at, I'm thinking it was cool. But folks saw that cover, they was like, hey man, this look all right, man. Where you trying to go? I said, hey man, I guess the eyeballs represent God watching the hood or something, man. I don't know. Yeah. So did that, man. Yeah. I love hearing stories when cats first started, man. Let me tell you something. I love the game. I love everything about gospel rap, everything about it, man. The artists, I love the stories, the fellowship, everything about it. And I love hearing the stories how cats started. Just to give, like they say, give some perspective to people watching the show. Like, people see stuff now, like they looking at this show and how it's set up, but it took time to even get a set. It took years to understand how to set up like this. To how man you talking now through a Zoom call and turn into actual podcast and all that good stuff. So I like hearing those stories, man. Take me back to the first. Take us back to the first show you was involved with. It featured you, and when nobody else used the headliner. When nobody else the headliner used the headliner, everybody else was just there.
Wow, man, you taking me back now, man.
That's what we do here, man.
Yes, sir. I feel you. I feel you. I say the first one while I was the headline. Of course, it was back in the Gap, man.
Right.
I honestly don't even remember who all was on the show with me.
Right.
But I remember a couple of the songs that I did. I had a song. Well, the name of that first project was The Good Life Volume 1. I do remember that. I actually posted it on my Instagram, JKells318. Y'all go on my Instagram, I think about a year ago, and scroll back through my photos. That photo is actually on my Instagram. I did it for a Throwback Thursday.
Right.
I did a show. One of my hottest songs was called Make 'Em Jig. And the song back then, jigging was back, was hot where I'm from. It's a dance. It's a dance you do, man. It's real up tempo type dance that you do.
Right.
You kind of bounce with it a little bit and everything. And every time I would do that song, it's like the young people would just come from all over the building or wherever.
Right.
And I call them up to the floor and they just start dancing. And the synopsis of that song was Praise Party. It's pretty much a praise party anthem, believe the hook goes something like, we're going to make them jig and we ain't going to stop. We're going to make them jig and we ain't going to stop. Yeah, something like that. But anyway, it's been a minute. But and whenever I do that song, young people just come up, start dancing, man, praising God, like big praise party and everything. And it's like they would have the mindset of idea like, man, can we do this in church? Starting off like, can we do this in church? Like,
right.
Can we do this? Like, man, this is what they doing in the clubs, or this is what they doing. But like, nah, just listen to the lyrics, man. We giving God glory, we glorifying God, man. We praising God with the dance and with our music and stuff. Of course, you can't do every single dance that you do outside of here.
Right.
No twerking, none of that stuff,
Right.
But, just let loose and have fun, man. And that's what I remember. My actually first show when I was headlining, that's what it was, man. Like a big praise party, because that's one of my niches that I do, and one of the niches that I have, man. People will tell me all the time, man. It's like God has given me the gift to make songs and make music, man, to just make people dance and have a good time, man. Because that's my personality, man. I ain't no down person. I ain't no lagging around, whatever, man. I believe when you in Christ, man, you free. You can have fun, man. You supposed to enjoy this, man. So I try to portray that in my music, man. And I want people to have a good time and be free in God and be free in Christ and know, man, that it's okay to dance. It's okay to, get up and lean with. My wife just put the lyrics up there, lean with it and make your body right. That's how it went. But yeah, that's what my first show was like, man. It was up tempo, man. People were dancing, man, having a good time, having a great time, and enjoying God, man.
That's what's up. How was the scene in Shreveport? I love asking that question just to get a gist of how, every city is different. You know what I'm saying? I know some cities that's very well connected as far as networking, the artists, how they network. And then I talk to cats and say, hey, man, I'm the only dude here. How was the scene, how's the gospel rap scene in Shreveport?
Yeah, I feel you on that, man. I'm been all over, man. Met a lot of them dudes. I know them Texas boys, they got jumping off down there in Houston and Dallas. Sir. At one time, Oklahoma City, they had a real big group. Memphis, y'all had quite a few guys, man. Atlanta, of course, Florida, Tampa, Florida. In my city, man, we had several guys from different churches. I would say possibly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll say maybe about 5 or 6 different groups within our city that was doing gospel rap,
Right.
and we all knew each other. We all fellowship with each other. We all hung out with each other. We had each other numbers. We can call each other. We be like, hey man, I need this. I need this. Hey, or if we need a prayer, man, pray with me about this, man. We get together. We have Bible studies in the studio. We have time. We get together. All of us jump on the track in the studio. We had time. We all go. I told you about the impromptus we used to do. We used to go hit up Buffalo Wild Wings, or
Right.
hang out.
Right.
Man, that's what the scene was. It wasn't. It wasn't nothing like, oh man, I'm better than him, man. I ain't gonna fool with
Right.
him.
Right.
He over
Right.
there, but
Right.
it wasn't nothing like, oh, this dude from over there, so I ain't gonna mess with him over there. I'm just hanging with these. Now all us was family, all us was cool. We all hung out together. We all did different shows together. We would see each other, man. And I can remember times, man, us witnessing in the projects. We do shows in churches. We do shows in projects. We do shows in clubs. We do shows, um, events where citywide events, man, where we was getting the gospel out to the city, man. I remember one particular event we did. They was doing something here called Super Safe Sunday, and they do it at our Independence Stadium, and they do big college bowl games here every year. And
Right.
we was at Independence Stadium, and we was opening up for I think Master P was at Master P, Chopper from No Limit, Cupid was there, um, and I don't remember who else, but we was on there. We was rolling. We was like, I say probably about, it was like 8 or 9 of us. We was 8 or 9 deep, man. Um, and we go up there, man. We go up there and we do our gospel rap, man. Do it for the gospel, man. Do it for God, man. Hit them with the gospel, and the crowd they was into it. Get backstage, chop it up with a couple of guys. You couldn't get to everybody. A couple of folks still standing off. The big name
Right.
folks.
Right. Right. Right.
We still get to chop it up with them, and to the point to where we witness and minister to other guys, and they would tell us stuff like, man, I just got saved not too long ago, and I didn't want to stop rapping, but I said I was going to be a gospel rapper, and I thought I was the only gospel rapper because I ain't never heard none. But seeing y'all brothers just encouraged me, man, to get closer to God and really get into it with this gospel rap thing, go back and witness to my hood and witness to my boys, man. So, I mean, stuff and testimonies like that, man, just uh, influencing people and changing lives, man, for God. And and that's pretty much what the scene was like, man. We go around different places, man. We travel to different events, man. We travel, all of us travel to Atlanta together, back when they was doing the Holy Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah, man.
And I got a couple of those videos on my YouTube page, man.
Right.
JKells 318 all over social media. Go on my YouTube page, you can see our performance. We actually did Soul Glow up there, and I did another performance with my homeboy, my bro, SoCom,
Right.
SoCom
Right.
out of
Right.
Florida. I got his performance up there, as well as I did an interview with Lil iRock, and I got part of Ken Jones and Mr. Dale and Pettidee's part of they set. Them boys was hot back then.
Right. Right. Right.
But yeah, that's what the scene was like, man. Here, we was going, like I say, going around to different churches, man, just doing it for God, man. People accepted us, welcomed us with open arms, as far as the city. We go to each other's churches and minister, as well as citywide events, man. And it was a beautiful thing. It was a lovely thing back then.
Right, right, right. Let me unpack some of that. You hit on a lot of things from the. I think that's why I made you was at Holy Hip Hop in Atlanta. 'Cause I know we did about, I want to say 5 years straight of that in
Yep.
Atlanta. They was like,
Yep.
man, who them boys from Little Rock? I got tired of explaining, They was like, oh, banging in Little Rock, Little Rock. Like, man, I don't want to talk about no banging in Little Rock, man. We ain't here for that. We here for something else. I said, well, it's real. I said, it's real, but we ain't talking about that. But let me ask you this, man. You hit a whole lot of things. I'm gonna tap on something you mentioned about the churches. Folks are saying, can't dance in church and all that stuff.
Okay.
What? How is the? I guess I'm asking you two questions. How is the church? How do the churches accept gospel rap in y'all city, in y'all area, then versus now? What's the response to it now? Because I'm gonna say this because I know then when we started, it was like no, y'all ain't doing that. Look at I'd had mics muted.
Okay.
I've been indirectly
Yeah.
kicked out. Hey, get off the stage. We ain't doing that tonight. I done rapped in some I'm talking about some rough crowd, them quartet crowds, some rough crowds, man. You the only gospel rapper in a quartet,
Oh yeah.
Joker, and
Oh yeah.
them jokers looking at you like, man, you ain't the little dream boys from Alabama. We ain't trying to hear you tonight, Joker. You too loud.
Yeah.
Look at your clothes too big. We ain't
Yeah.
trying to hear that. So how is the scene? How is it then with the church response then versus now? How do they respond to gospel rap now?
Um, then it wasn't as fully accepted as it is now.
Right, right,
Of course, pretty much like every other place too.
right,
Um, you had a few churches that accepted it because they understood, hey, we need something for our youth
right,
to um, to get them, to bring them in, to keep them in the church, to keep them, following God and things like that. So you did have a few churches that accepted it and welcomed us in, and then you had, of course, your occasional church that didn't want nothing to do with us, that
right,
uh, preached against us, demonized, that's of the devil, God can't use that kind of thing, Now it's of course more so accepted. You have more places that open more doors. I'm guessing because of the more it's been popularized over the genre of gospel music and CCM and even in the secular market, the
right,
non-gospel market, how much attention it's been getting. So since other people are kind of warming up to it, because I learned also a lot of people, they tend to fear what they don't understand.
true,
So
right,
if
right,
they couldn't understand it and couldn't grasp it and really put their finger on the pulse of it and know it for really what it was. Okay, well, nah, we scared of that. We're gonna stay away from that. But once they really started seeing the positive effects of it, don't get me wrong, it's still some folks, that shun away from it, shy away from it, and demonizing and stuff. But it's more so accepted now than you see those people, and it's more accepted now than it has been in the past. And it's an awesome thing to see how it's elevated and how it's transformed and how the genre is growing and getting bigger.
right. Let me ask you this: the was talking about the conferences. I remember one time when we did a conference here in Little Rock for about 9 years called the Lifeline. And
Okay.
Lord willing, we're gonna crank that back up. You mentioned SOCOM. SOCOM came a couple of times.
Yeah.
C
Yeah.
Michael. It was another group. They drove from them jokers drove from Denver. I can't remember
Okay.
their name for nothing, but I remember they drove from Denver. Did the 20-minute set. Man, got something to eat, turned around and went home. I said, man, y'all finna go back tonight. Them jokers said, it was about 4 of them. They said, we just take turns drive. And so
Wow.
they went back. I don't even think they rapping no more. And then there was another group. They came from I think Kansas City. Came down, did the thing. It was one dude, turned around and went back home that night. So I remember one time it was conferences all over the place. Like Atlanta had Holy Hip Hop. We
Yeah.
did ours. Memphis had one. Urban D had his in Florida. Trey Nine and
Yeah.
Houston had
Very
one.
nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And then there was one in I want to say Ohio. It was called the Midwest Holy Hip Hop Awards. I think it was
Yeah.
not Cleveland. I think it was in Dayton, Ohio. I think. But what now you don't see a lot of conferences.
No, you
Why
don't.
why 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 you think that happened? Because I know that's how I met a whole lot of cats was
Hmm.
going to those conferences. Network still chopping up with them boys today. And the women too, the lady rappers too, the female rappers. I still chopping up with them too. Met a lot of them at the conferences, but what you think happened to just why the conferences slowed down? Because at one time they were just everywhere.
For
California
sure.
had one. I
For
remember
sure. Yeah.
Arizona had one. And now all of a
Yeah.
sudden they just stopped. I know what we trying to do, Lord willing, when COVID end, hopefully COVID end soon.
Hmm.
We looking to do ours in April of next year. Now
Okay.
we may have to go virtual, which is cool. I got an idea for virtual, and
Okay.
but what you think happened in your opinion to all these conferences? All of a sudden they just all just stop.
My opinion, I think one of the main things was the funding. You
Right,
know,
right, right.
the financial aspect of it. You know, because it takes money to put on things. You gotta rent the building out. You got
Already.
you gotta have the insurance for the building on top of that.
Yep. Right,
Then you gotta have some type of incentive to get the artists to come. So
right,
a lot of them weren't necessarily paying the artists, but they was giving that platform for the artists to come in.
right.
One of my good friends in particular, Patrick Nelson, up in Seattle, Washington,
Right,
PS
right.
Media Group. He was doing something called the show,
I
and he
remember.
would do pretty much in Atlanta all the time. And I went to several of his. Um, he was pretty much paying for everything. Him and a couple more of his guys out their pocket. They had a couple sponsorships and everything. A couple sponsors, people would sponsor it, but he wasn't even charging the artist to get on his show. He just tell, hey, come on down, let's do it. And it pretty much, got to the point to where he couldn't really do it no more because of the financial aspect that it was causing on him. Um, so I believe that's one of the main parts for one, and then two, I think possibly the the season of the genre has changed, and it's seems like it's constantly changing over the years. You go from one
Right.
aspect to the next aspect, from man, I can pretty much run down the history of the genre, the list of the genre, and it how much it's changed over the years. So now you got more and more people, I guess you can say, wanting to shoot towards the bigger stages, not
Right, right,
necessarily commune with other people in the genre, but they want to be out there on the big stages and the big concerts, with the who's who and all them folks, if that's what you want to do, hey, do you. But I feel that conglomerate, that the unity of it has a lot to do with it. And I believe, like I say, to further answer your question, the season of the genre changed. The artists have changed. A lot of the people that was putting those on got older, and they got families now, and they got other responsibilities that they need to take care of before putting on those shows.
right.
So that's the season in their life changes, and when those people start changing and start life starts happening, then ain't nobody else there to pick up that torch, like, hey man, I'm gonna keep this going for you. Then it starts dissolving, it starts fading out, and you don't get there, man. I remember doing the show with the Gospel Gangsters a couple times, man. My brother Chili Baby, R.I.P. Mr. Solo.
Already.
uh,
Rest in peace.
uh, yeah, yeah. Doing a show with them, and sitting down talking with them afterwards, and that's one of the things that they said. You don't have that pretty much anymore. When they was coming up, man, everybody was a fan of everybody. Like, man,
Right,
all of them after the show was over, they come together, they go out to eat, they hang out. They do this and do that. They do ministry together. You know, Pretty much nowadays, when the show over, man, cats trying to jet, man. They looking, go somewhere else, man. I don't want to hang around nobody. I don't want to talk to nobody. So that,
right, right,
that fellowship and that unity coming together. So when that happens, then of course everything gonna start dying out and start drying up. You still got a couple things. You still got the Flavor Fest going on. You said Urban D. I think it's one in New York. I can't remember the name of that one, but I think they
That's
might be still
Kingdom
Kingdom. Yeah,
Choice. Yeah, Kingdom Choice.
yeah, Kingdom
Kingdom
Choice
Choice
Award.
was
Yeah,
right.
they still going on. I think it might be. I think it's one called Legacy in the Midwest somewhere, St. Louis or something like that. But I think my brother Ahmad doing one in Houston still too. With he was doing one at South by Southwest. But
Yeah, South by Southwest do one. Right,
yeah.
right, right, right.
But like I say, man, that's pretty much my thing of it. The season of the genre changing, and also the financial aspect of it becoming a strain to a lot of them brothers doing that.
Right.
Caused everything to dry up pretty much.
Right, right, right. You hit it on the head, man. The money part. That's why I was about to. I'm actually gonna segue into that. talking about the money part because a lot of artists they think that you got the fate to rap. You can spit some hot 16 bars. You can make a tight beat, put it all together and do all that, and then do a 501, 5 4 3 2 1 countdown for your project, and then they don't understand the money aspect. It's like I never seen so many gospel rap artists fight against the money part. I'm like, even the Bible say money answers all things. And I understand, being in gospel rap for so long, not just as the artist, and when you was talking about putting the events together, I remember going down where my office is now, 2 blocks down the street is the State House Convention Center, and we did 7 years in there. And so you gotta, when you rent the place out, you gotta buy the insurance. Yeah. You gotta do all these other things just to break even, basically, cause you charging people at the door to come in. And so, but the money aspect. Let me ask you this: Why do you think artists fight so hard? I still hear artists to this day saying, I'm doing everything for free, and I tell them, I'm like. You paying for the CDs, you buying shirts for merch to sell, and then when you go out to these places, you like I've been in churches where I seen thousands of dollars and the offering get raised, and they look at the gospel rappers like, okay, thank you, and it's over, and you go home, they ain't give you nothing. You might have sold a CD or 2 or 3, but why do you think gospel rap artists still fight so hard against trying to make money in this music? I tell them all the time, I say, even though we do gospel rap, it's still a music business. Yeah. Whether we can't fight around it, it's still a business. So why do you think artists fight so hard against that?
Man, you said something right there, man. Like my bro, I heard Ken Jones had one of his songs, man. Salvation is free, but ministry costs.
Already.
Yeah. Why they fight so hard, I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with, who they are, their upbringing, what they believe. I will say this. I'm not against doing free shows, doing anything free. Right. That's what I tell you to do, man. Go for it, man. Do that, man. But at the same time, like you said, it is a business. And it's a business aspect to it, man. You gotta offset that cost, like you said, paying for the studio times and paying for the seat and all that type of stuff. Man, why artists fight so hard, man? I don't know. I think it's because of their background, because of their upbringing, because of what they believe, their belief system. That's all I can think of. Because I've seen it too, man. I've witnessed it. Also, in my own eyes, man, we gotta learn to value ourselves. Also, if we don't value ourselves, other people not gonna value us either.
Right. So, right.
And then you gotta plan for stuff, man. You gotta make plans and be prepared for stuff, man. Because if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail.
Oh, really?
I saw somebody in your podcast earlier. I caught a little bit of that. Somebody posted in the comments. You got to plan for promoting your stuff after you pay for the studio and pay for the pressing and all that stuff, man. You got to plan to promote it, man. How you gonna promote it, man? Right. Set some funds to the side, for some promotion opportunities, Right. So, like I said, I think it's a part of the upbringing that also not really wanting to put that value on themselves, thinking that well, I'm gonna just do this, for the gospel, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. But you still got a family you got to feed, man. You still got, bills you got to take care of and everything too, man. So, just nothing wrong with putting value on yourself and what you're doing.
Sure right, man. You sure right. Let me ask you this: what can artists do, in your opinion, to do more networking in the gospel rap space? Because what you were saying earlier about all these different artists, just connecting and going out. I remember I was saying, I say this all the time. I remember just trying to, in my city, just trying to bring artists together. I wasn't doing it for a pat on the back, or I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't doing it for a, oh man, you just trying to flex or none of that stuff. I was like, look, let's all meet at IHOP and let's just, chop it up. Let's see what we can do. How can we help each other? Hey, can we collab? Can we,
Yeah.
put some fun in together, make a show together, just something. And I would invite 20 artists and 3 artists show up.
Yeah.
And everybody look like, well, where everybody at? You hear a bunch of excuses, and then you look on social media and they hollering a week later, I need some support. Ain't nobody support me. I'm like, man, you should have came to IHOP and ate some of these pancakes with us and chopped it up.
Yeah.
Where you at?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you think the issue with artists not networking? Cause I for what I see from where I'm at, I see a lot of I see some networking, but I see a lot of cats want to be on their own island and think they can, do what they self. I'm like, no, man, strength in numbers and doing things, man. So break that thing down, man.
Man, you trying to pull it out of me, man. I'm trying to be nice, man. I guess we're
Man,
going there.
don't be
Uh,
nice, man. Go, hey, shoot that thing, man. However you feel it, man.
man,
That somebody need to hear it.
man, again, man, I had this conversation with so many people, man, so many current artists, so many former artists, man. It's like I told you a little while ago, man, with the 2 Gs, man. Same thing for my boy Raz down in Houston, man.
Right,
They say everybody, the OGs in the genre pretty much said the same thing, man. It's nobody want to fellowship with each other no more, man. It's being fans of each other's music, man. Um, I know I've been to shows, man, and seen artists that I've seen their videos, man. I've heard their music, man. I'm talking about gospel artists, like, man, yo, what's up, man? Let's connect, man. Let's link up. Oh, okay, brother. Yeah, get with my publicist, man. She'll hook up, man.
right,
Man, we just
right,
standing right here, man. What's up with that, man? And
right,
and a lot of that, I mean, I've heard so many conversations on this on podcasts and everything, man. A lot of that would be from, I feel, within the church, the denominational divide.
right,
So your pastor preached this, my pastor preached this. So I ain't gonna fool with you because you don't believe this. Because you believe that.
right,
All right. So yeah, I ain't gonna fool with you. I ain't gonna get on track with you. Cause man, I heard so many artists say, man, I ain't gonna get on track with that artist, man, because he believe because he preaching about money. He talking about money. God wants you to have money. God wants you to have this, wants you to have that. I ain't getting on the track with this artist because this artist believe you can do songs with secular artists and all this
right,
kind of stuff, man. It's supposed
right,
to be about the gospel, man. And I heard all these different things and all these different excuses, man. And I remember at a time when ambassador from Cross Movement,
right, right,
brother came out, he backslid a little bit, he did a little dirt or whatever, and he came back, man, repented, man, got right with God. Then he did a song with Canton Jones. It's like a lot of people a lot of the fans in the Christian hip hop community. Why you doing a song with Canton, man? They on 2 different spectrums, man. What's the
right,
deal with
right, right,
what's up with that, man? You know, and it's like I said, man. I feel it's the divide of the denominations, man. This denomination believes this thing, this denomination believes this, but I'm like, man, at the end of the day, man, both of us believe Jesus is Lord. Jesus died for our sins and he was
right,
raised in, man. So boom, what's the deal? And
right,
then you got artists they don't want to reach out and help others, man, put others on, you know what I'm saying, man. They reached a certain level and they think they above all that and don't want to do that no more, man. It's time out for that, man. We the body of Christ, man. We supposed to be helping each other, man. That's what kingdom is about, man. Like I told you earlier, man. That's why I appreciate you doing what you're doing, man. We need more people
already.
that open up platforms for artists to get their music out, get their message out, man. What God has given them, man. That's why I appreciate you doing this. A few other brothers that's doing the same thing, man. My brother Orlando, I know he's gonna be watching this. He's gonna be seeing this, man. And his network that he got, man. And man, just keep doing what you're doing, man, because we need it. It's needed. And man, it's time for unity, man. It's time for us to get together and make it bigger impact together, man, to do what God has called us to do instead of people being on the island, man, separated
Right,
and trying to do their own
right,
individual
right.
thing.
But you was talking about that whole these artists getting with the management stuff. I just experienced that last week. Last
Yeah,
week, man,
yeah,
for this podcast. You see what I'm saying? I was like,
yeah,
talk to my president. I said, your president. I said, it's
yeah.
either yes or no. You know, it ain't we not gospel rap ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Where we can, Ron Dangerous did a 50 city tour and he got a whole
Yeah,
staff. Then I understand that, but just an
yeah.
inbox away, man. I'm like, come on, dog.
Uh-huh.
And so he and I
Uh-huh.
said that we gonna run into each other. I'm say, man, come on. And so we don't need to get down like that, man.
Okay.
Let me ask you this, bro. Cause you hit on what you say. I agree with everything you saying, man. With these, with you hit it on the head. You hit it on the head. Let me ask you this, man. Your album, the new album, Wait. Talk about it a
Okay.
little bit, man. Let us know what's going on with it.
I for sure, for sure. Actually, the first single is out now. The first single is entitled "Thank You."
Right,
It's featuring two of my young brothers, young Switch, uh, member of my church, and
right,
another young guy here in the city, named MQ. Actually, MQ, I about a year and a half ago, I did a show, and he was one of the younger artists on the show, just getting started out.
right,
And one of the MCs was like, "Man, y'all take this young brother under y'all wings, y'all bring him into the fold, connect with him, man." And I took that literally, man. That's how I'm serious about this music, serious about Kingdom and building up other artists, man. So I got his number, man. He texts me almost every other week with a new song. Like, man, check this new song out, big bro. Check
right,
this song out, man. So when I had the opportunity, man, I believe I heard the Lord put it on my heart, like, hey, man, give him a shot, man. Put him on the song, man. He's
right,
progressing, he's ready. Help him out. So he's on there. The video just dropped, man. The official video, shot by my brother Tremaine Demings from Music Masters right here in Shreveport, and y'all can check that video out right now. It's gonna be on my page. It's on my page. You can go to my YouTube page, JKells 318, and the synopsis of that single is, man, just telling God thank you, man. So much
right.
going on in the world today, man. So much going on with this COVID stuff, with everything, man. Those of us that are here that are still alive, still have breath in our bodies, waking up every day, you know, tell God thank you. You might not have everything that you desire, everything
Already,
that you
right,
want, but you
right.
got something that you can thank him for. So that's the synopsis of the song, man. Waking up in the morning, giving him first place, thanking God. The actual album is entitled Wait. Um, that's gonna be out in a few weeks. Waiting on my engineer to finish up a couple of mixes for me, and that's gonna be out. The synopsis of that song, with that album, I would say that particular song is probably gonna be one of the most um, real song type testimonies that I've ever done on an
Right,
album.
right.
Um, and man, you pretty much getting an exclusive right now, man, because ain't nobody else
We
than
want
got a synopsis for the album yet.
we want that exclusive, man.
But the title track "Wait"
Right.
is, I've heard let a couple people hear it, and when I sent it to them, they was thinking, okay, I'm thinking about you talking about the weight of the world on your shoulders and how God got that weight off you. Nah, well, the song is actually about my physical weight and my battle throughout my life with being a big dude.
Right,
That's
right.
what the song is about. Wait, is talking about growing up in Louisiana. Here in Louisiana, man, we got some of the best food in the world.
Man.
We
I know.
everything,
I know.
man. We eat everything. We eat
I know.
alligators. We
Man.
eat apes. We eat possums. We
Joker had some of that alligator New Orleans, man. That alligator 5, man. The alligator ready, man.
right,
Yeah.
ain't it though? Yeah, we eat everything, man. So I talk about that. I talk about um, being picked on in school because of my weight, because of being
Right.
big, and then all the way up to my adulthood, I talk about some health challenges that I had to deal with because of that. And like I say, it's one of the most realest songs I've ever written and recorded. And the people that have heard it, a couple of people that told me, man, I battle with the same thing. Man, that's one of my favorite songs, period, man, because you blessed me with that. So
Right.
when y'all hear that song, that's what that song is about. And the rest of the album is just, I got a song that me and my brothers did about a year ago called Stop the Killing, man, all the violence and stuff that was going on, talking about that. I got a line dance track on there that's called Work. And if you think about a Cupid Shuffle or think about a wobble, it's
Right.
a line dance song called Work. And the synopsis for that song, Work, is come from the scripture, faith without works is dead.
Right.
So let's
Right.
work. And I got a couple of choreographers that's putting the line dance steps to it. And when that come out, y'all gonna see the video for that. And prayerfully the whole world will be working. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yeah, that's pretty much the synopsis of the album, and it's gonna be setting up some future releases. And I'm gonna give you another little exclusive, man, another little tip, man. I see some of my family members on here.
Right.
Uh, Actually coinciding with that, we actually had an opportunity to tape the Family Feud with Steve Harvey as a
Right.
host.
Right. Right.
Back in August, we had a chance. They flew us out to Atlanta, and we did the show. Had a great time, and that's gonna be airing, the end of this month. So when that air, y'all follow my Facebook page. I'm gonna be letting y'all know the exact air date and the time and stuff. And I'm working on trying to coincide the album along with the release of that taping, um, when the taping starts. So
Did y'all win? Did y'all win, man?
man, we signed a waiver form. You can't tell nothing. Everybody been asking me that, man. People at my
Right.
job,
Right.
everybody been asking me, did y'all win, man? How much y'all get, man? I had one of my brothers. I see my brother Fitzgerald.
Right.
He hollered at me at work today. He was like, man, okay, well, let me rationalize this here. So you probably didn't win the car because I ain't seen you try to work in a new car yet. Well, man, you don't know who got the car. It's by a family member.
Right. 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 Right.
Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, y'all be looking out for that. Follow me on
I'm definitely
Facebook.
gonna check it out.
So, but yeah, that's the synopsis of the EP that's getting ready to come out for Wait, man, and one of my favorite projects that I've actually put together up until this point. And then coming up next, I'm working on some stuff, man. Again, I'm gonna give you another little tidbit. Me and my wife, she sings, man. She's one of the praise and worship leaders at our church. So we working on we in the beginning stages of putting together a little a little project for the couples, man.
That's what's
For the
up right
couples.
there.
We looking at trying to put out for Valentine's Day, possibly.
Right.
Got a couple concepts I'm working with that I believe is gonna be nice and kind of original. And so that's what I'm working on next. But coming up real soon by the end of this year, Wait. Before the end of the year, Wait is gonna be dropping. But right now, go check out the new single, Thank You. Check out the new video, and yes, sir.
We're gonna put that thing in rotation on next Thursday. Now,
Appreciate
for
that, man.
like I told you in the beginning, we're doing the music aspect of this podcast. It's more of a like a radio show podcast show. So the music on Thursday, and then we playing. Then we're doing the actual interviews on Friday. And so, man, it's. Let me ask you this, man. You was hitting on. So I was listening to you. Talk about what was the line music in Shreveport. I know New Orleans got the bounce music, and one
Yep.
thing I tell people about Louisiana as a whole, like New Orleans got their thing, Baton Rouge got their thing. Now I'm listening to you saying Shreveport got their thing. What now is line music? Is that a Shreveport thing?
Now, line dancing, that's a pretty much Cupid down in Cupid is in Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, I
Right,
believe.
right,
He
right.
pretty much hit it big with that Cupid
Cupid
shuffle,
Shuffle, right,
that
right.
line dance thing. Pretty much Shreveport. I said we pretty much started the ratchet movement here
The
in,
ratchet movement.
in Cedar Grove, man.
Right, right, right.
Cedar Grove, right here in Shreveport, Louisiana. So you hear everybody talking about ratchet now. Everybody think Bootsy or Webby and them down in Baton Rouge started ratchet. Man, ratchet started right here in Shreveport, Louisiana. So that's pretty much what we know. If I know you
Right.
remember, you probably remember a song back in the Gap called "A Baby,"
Yeah,
Hurricane
yeah,
Chris,
yeah.
"A
Hurricane
Baby,"
Chris, right,
"A
right.
Baby." That's pretty much what Shreveport music was about a little bounce style to it, not
Right, right,
necessarily full blown bounce music, but it had a little bounce to it, make you want to step a little bit, and dance a little bit to it. That's what we are here. Line dance, like I say, Cuba did that down south, and pretty much I believe maybe in Chicago, the steppers and all that kind of stuff.
right, right, right.
Stepping stuff, but that's what Shreveport was pretty much known for.
Right. You said you said the ratchet movement.
Ratchet.
Ratchet.
Everybody
Everybody saying ratchet now.
past couple of years, everybody's ratchet. Yeah, I'm ratchet. Get ratchet.
Right, 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 right.
Like, that's pretty much another form of crunk
Right,
almost.
right, right.
Pretty
Okay,
much.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, we ride down street from Shreveport, so I know it'll touch the Rocktown soon. That's one thing. Let me ask you this, man. I'm leading up into this question here. I hear a lot of gospel rap to me sound the same now. There's no variety. It's like if you from I say that about rap in general because I keep my ear to the ground.
Yeah.
Gospel rap and what I just hear in the city, just the street boys. I hear them too. If I'm at the gas station or wherever, they say this so and so, this dude, that dude. But it's like if somebody hot, everybody want to jump on who hot and sound like them. I'm like, no,
Come on.
you sound like somebody. I remember years ago, I did a CD cover for some street dudes. I had to call them the secular boy, the street boy.
Okay.
They came by the office, about 4 of them. They came by my office, and they was like, hey man, we need this done. We was referred to you by so and so. They said you make album covers. I said, yeah, I do. And so I was talking to him, and he said one of them said, I know you gospel rap. I said, okay, he know what I do because I ain't said nothing about no gospel rap. He said, man, I know you gospel rap, man. I said, okay. So I said, well, put it in. I said, let me hear what you're talking about. Put it in. Put it in the CD player. And I cut it off 30 seconds in. I said, man, it sound like whoever was hot at the time. I said, it sound like them boys.
Yeah.
Oh man, you hate, man. There you go. He look at bro got up in my office, man. He got the pace and the flow walking around to me. I said, say, man, if you don't mind, man, sit down. Don't pace up in here. I'm a saved dude, but I'm still on earth because I ain't all the way there yet.
Try Jesus.
Yeah, don't try me, man.
Not me.
Sit down. So I was like, sit down. He's like, man, you just this and that. I said, man, I'm just keeping it real. I said, this sound like everybody else. And now in gospel rap, I'm hearing the same thing. Hey, I'm like, come on, man. It's variety. I'm like, what you think? What you think happened to the variety in music? Everybody sound the same. If you go to Memphis sound like Memphis. You go to Louisiana, New Orleans, they sound like New Orleans. You go to Houston, it's slow, screwed and chopped down there.
Yeah.
So everybody had their thing, but now everybody sound like everybody.
Yeah.
You can't distinguish, okay, where they from, what they doing. Oh, they from Oklahoma, but the jokers sound like they in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right. So what you think? What you think? I guess started this stuff.
Man, I'm gonna answer that question, but I'm gonna take it back, man. If you look throughout the genre of gospel rap, man, we've gone through several phases. I hit about it a little bit a minute ago. We've gone through several phases. The first phase was pretty much the inception of it, man. People just wanted to rap about the word of God and minister the word of God to the youth groups and to the churches. Then you move over into the gospel gangster phase to where, you get a lot of people that's getting saved a lot from the streets and everything. So, what they remember hearing, what they heard in the hood, they heard the NWAs and they heard the Ice T's and the Ice Cubes and all that stuff. Okay, so that's what they're gonna bring to the gospel to try and win other boys, Then you went through that phase like, okay, I'm gonna sound like this person, I'm gonna sound like that person, trying to minister to that audience. Like, okay, you like Bone Thugs and Harmony? I check out my brother Antonius.
Right.
You like Biggie? Well, check out BBJ. You like Pop? Well, check out G Reality. You like Lil Flip, Slim Thug. Check out my boy Lil Rascal and New Wine. Then we go through the phase to where I guess they call it the theology phase or whatever, the cross movement phase, where they come in spitting nothing but gospel. The cross movement phase, the truths and the flames and Reach Records started popping off in Lecrae and them. Them boys came up doing that thing. Then you went through the phase of we went through the phase of I'm a Christian, but I'm a rapper. So I ain't a gospel
Right.
rapper, but I'm a Christian
Right.
that's a rapper.
Right.
So you went through that phase. And
Whatever
then,
that mean.
huh?
I said whatever that mean.
Whatever that means. Pretty much they meant, I'm saved, but I'm
Right.
still gonna rap about what I rap about,
Right.
whatever.
Right. Right.
They went through that phase. Then they came back a little bit to the theology phase. So now they on the now I believe that we in the phase now of, okay, I want to try to get on and try and get to the masses. So whatever get popularized in the music, that's what I'm gonna try and sound like. So
Right.
that's what I'm gonna do. So Migos was popping in Future and all them genres. So I said that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna sound like. Um, I will say some of the artists that are doing it are from that area.
Right.
So that is synonymous to that area. Um, the Migos and the Future and all them dudes, from the A area. So you got a lot of, well, not a lot of, you got a couple Atlanta artists popping out. I like, my dude 1K Few. I like Few.
Right.
I like.
Right.
I've been following Few since he was Future Kid.
Right. 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 Future
That's pretty
Kid.
much his style, but
Right.
that's the area he came from, East
Right.
Atlanta. That's where he from. Him and 1K Son and the whole 1K family. And some other artists from that area that's doing this kind of sounding like them. So a lot of them it is synonymous to their region and where they from. Everybody else I feel is just biting, which has happened throughout the years as well in the
Right.
genre. Everybody
Right.
else is like, hey, I'm trying to get on. So if this what they playing now, okay, so if I can sound like them too, then I can get on too, and they'll play me too, you know. And then I will say on the flip side of that, that's pretty much what we're shown and what's presented to us, because
Right.
there are some artists out there that aren't necessarily doing that, but they find their own niche and they're comfortable in who they are, and they're doing the style that they feel God has called them to do. For instance, in the mainstream, you got the Futures and you got the guys like them, the Migos is doing them the little whatever style you call it, but then you still got the JKells and you still got the Kendricks
Right.
and you still
Right.
got the
Right.
people doing that type of music, and it's the same way in this genre. Like I say, you got the 1K Fuse, you got the other guys and stuff that's doing that style of music, but then you got folks like myself that's being original, doing our original stuff. You got folks like my brothers C Michael and Rob Redeem that's about to
Right.
drop a new
Right.
project
Right.
that's doing their thing. So there are, you might not be able to see them as frequently as you see the other ones. You might have to search for them a little bit, but it's worth it. So I feel there are some artists that are not necessarily doing what's popular and doing what pretty much what's popular. They're
Right.
doing what they feel God has called them to do, and they're comfortable in doing that, and comfortable doing it in a way that's still current sounding and progressive. It doesn't sound dated, but
Right.
they're
Right.
doing
Right.
it in a way to where people nowadays can still listen to it and rock with it and still doing it. And
Right.
then, like I say, but to answer your original question, a lot of that is people trying to get on and get seen. So I'm gonna do what's hot right now. And yeah, so this is what I'm gonna do right now.
Right. 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 You hit it on the head, man. You hit it on the head. We got a few more minutes.
Okay, cool.
But you hit it on the head, man. It's I see that and I'm like, man, everybody is doing the
Yeah,
same thing. They all it's like they go to the cookie cutter
yeah,
factory and everybody coming out looking like the same cookie. I'm like,
yeah,
come on, man, do
exactly.
something different, sound different. And everybody you said, see Michael Neal, I saw they him and Robert Dean, they about to put some out.
Yeah,
I'm gonna holler at them soon and hopefully
yeah,
get
do
them on
that.
the
Do that.
show
They're
and
my
get
brothers, man. They played my song a
right.
couple weeks ago on their podcast, man, for
Right,
sure.
right, 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 and I'm glad too that while we're talking about them, I'm glad what I'm seeing, and maybe it's that season for gospel rap to build out the media side of
Yeah,
gospel rap, to build out the
yeah,
podcast, to build out the production companies, the studios. The reason why I say that because when we started I'm gonna go back when we started our actual studio.
hmm
I told the Lord, I said, Lord, I know cats in my city got studios. I'm cool with them, but studio got a culture too, and I don't want to be part of I don't want to
Yeah.
be wrapped up in that studio culture, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Lord was like, make your own studio. Learn this stuff. Figure out what these little knobs mean, what these little 80 hertz roll offs and
Uh-huh.
150 hertz roll off. Figure that stuff out and do it yourself. So, I'm glad, I'm thankful because I'm seeing that Raz, you just mentioned him, he just started a podcast. I
Yeah.
think it's called
Holistics or
Hope.
holistic, something like
Right,
that.
right, 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 right.
Yeah.
I caught a couple of episodes, and so,
Yeah.
but I'm seeing now, casting. Okay, let me just build my own thing now, and
Mm-hmm.
just put my own money behind, and the hard work and the sweat and the tears, and build it out to make it happen. So, but yeah, you hit it on the head, man, about these artists, uh, just sounding the same, man,
Yeah.
sounding the same, doing the same. Let me ask you this before we get you off here. Where's gospel rap going in the future? Where you see it going right now?
I see it going to I see it going progressing. I see it continually progressing.
Right.
Just like every other thing I've heard other, you know, conversations and debates, I hear people saying, "Oh man, in the next couple of years, man, gospel rap gonna be bigger than mainstream rapping." I don't see that happening. The reason why I don't
No.
see that happening is because of the powers that be. They
Right.
control
Right.
the industry and control that type of thing. Um, yeah, that's another topic for another day. But yeah, the powers that be not gonna allow that to happen. Um, but I do see it continually to progress. Um, I do see it um, because even over the past few years, the production has increased tremendously.
Oh man, it's ready.
Um,
Yeah, I agree with that.
yeah, tremendously. The sound quality
Hmm.
has the videos. Man, I've seen some of the most creative videos I've seen lately have come from the gospel rap genre.
Right. Right. Right.
I mean, just the the ideas, the concepts, and everything. And I know that scripture too. Well, God promised, He said, "Give us witty ideas and inventions," and you see a lot of them witty ideas
Right.
coming from the genre and stuff, man. And I see people actually tapping into their niche, man, getting into what God has called them to do, and fulfilling that out. Of course, with the music, man. And I see it continually to progress and continually growing um, as well.
Right.
I can't say that, and I will say that I do see it growing. I don't think it's. I honestly don't think it's ever going to be as big as everyone's dreaming for it to be. To where all you hearing is gospel rap on BET, and all you hearing is gospel rap in this. Shout out to the people that are making noise. It is a few of them here and there. If you think about it, back at the Gap, that's how it's always been. It's always been a few people doing this and that in the mainstream. You seen T-Bone
Right. Right.
movies and on TV shows. A group called I think it was Ill Harmonics or something like that. They was on a couple of MTV shows. New Wine and had his video on MTV.
Right.
Gospel Gangsters and BBJ and had their videos on BET, Rap City, and stuff like that. So it's always gonna be those artists that are going break through here and there. You got some artists on video games now. I don't think my boy, he is a Christian, but I don't know if he actually. I don't think he professed to necessarily be a gospel rapper. My boy Toby in the Wigway. Um,
Right. Right. Right.
he
Right.
he's on. He was just on the BET Awards and the Hip Hop Awards. He did a set on that, and also he's got some placement on. I think it was on I think it was NBA 2K. He was on a couple of versions of NBA 2K video game. 1K was featured on a couple of NBA 2K video games here
Right.
recently. I think it was 20 and 21 maybe, or 19 and 21 of them too. So I believe you are still going to see those trickles of artists here and there doing that, but as far as a whole, as far as the genre as a whole, I don't think it's going anywhere. It's still gonna be here, as long as the churches is here, I think you don't see gospel rap here, just like you see um, contemporary gospel, just like you see praise and worship, just like you see, all this kind of stuff. The older cats might grow out of it a little bit, but I feel it's still gonna be them younger cats that we
Right.
still touching is gonna come up and carry that mantle and keep doing it for God.
Right. I agree with that, man. I just hope too that the younger cats coming up, cause like I said, we all getting older, and so
Yeah,
things I'm thinking about now is still making the music, but working more behind the scenes doing shows like this, or revamping the Lifeline conference to bring artists together, things like that,
yeah,
and sitting at the tables of I sit on a staff now. There's an award show here, and I'm the only gospel rap voice sitting at the table fighting for
yeah,
gospel rap to be heard and seen. I'm talking about it's a fight, literally. Like,
yeah.
hey, y'all gonna play gospel rap.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, this year now we gonna play it. I'm here because I represent gospel rap, bring these boys in. And
Yeah,
so, we gotta have people sitting at these tables. And I'm with you. I don't think it's gonna supersede what's already out there.
yeah,
I think it can make strides
yeah,
if I'm gonna say this: if cats that continue to climb that ladder and climb that mountain, just go ahead and profess in front of everybody, hey man, I'm a gospel
yeah,
rapper. Period.
yeah,
I'm on this platform.
yeah,
I gospel rap, and there's a whole bunch of cats that do it coming up too. And I think if we start hearing that, I think it'll be a lot of movement because people gonna say, okay, what's this gospel rap thing? Let me
oh
go
yeah,
out and let me find who the gospel rappers are. So,
oh yeah.
man, it's a lot. Let me ask you this before we get off here. Any last things, man, before you get off here? And let me say before you answer this too, man.
Okay.
One thing we try to do on this show, again, for anybody that's looking, is that we showcase gospel rap exclusively. Gospel rap. The rappers, the DJs, the promoters, or the influencers. And one thing we try to do is, people say, give you your flowers while you alive. I
Yeah,
ain't giving you no flowers, man, cause flowers can die tomorrow, man. We
true
gon'
that.
we
True
gonna
that.
give you what we call the Hog Award. They said, what's the Hog Award? The Hall of Glory, HOG, the Hall of
Okay,
Glory
okay. I like
Award.
that. I like that.
Them awards last a little longer, and so
Yeah,
we're gonna give you that, man, because just listening to you, I've been, like I said, I knew about you. But
yeah,
I keep my ear to the ground on everything. Who doing what in what city. And somebody asked me, they said, man, why you have time to do all this? So I said, I don't have time to do it. I said, I
yeah.
just think God just put something in me to do it. And
Mm-hmm.
then I love gospel rap. And so I keep my ear to the ground. But
Yeah,
man, we salute your efforts, man. And
man.
and and
Appreciate
keep
that.
doing what you doing and keep doing it bigger, keep doing it better. Whatever you need, God got you. Keep doing it, man. It ain't nothing but a big salute. I'm not one of them cats doing this stuff and saying this stuff to get passed on the back. I tell people all the time, I'm more of a congratulator in the music because I understand the artist side, understand the thinking behind the artist and putting projects together and using your own money to do it.
Yeah,
I understand the promoter side. I understand a little bit about the DJ side. We're going to start getting into that next week. But
yeah,
with playing the music, and I understand the influencer side. So I get it, man. I get it. I tell people all the time, we here to celebrate the not the spectators, but the game players. And you a game
yes, sir.
player in
Yes,
this
sir.
genre, man. And
Yeah,
what I love about gospel rap is that everybody in different cities, you in Shreveport, we in Little Rock, we just 3 hours away from each other. You
okay.
got the Dale Fro, that's Memphis. You got,
Yeah,
I just hollered at Prodigal, he's in Dallas, Fort Worth.
yeah,
K Drum
yeah,
and them in Cincinnati and D Mob. And you got
yeah,
Urban D down there in Temple with SoCon. So I'm just using all these examples. And you got all these cats that's doing everything in their city, man, and been doing it for a while. And
mm-hmm.
so I salute you. We salute you here from the pros. Keep doing your thing. Anything we can do, anything you dropping video wise, music wise, shoot it back, shoot it to us, man. We playing it. We ain't one of them folks like, hey, JKells, you gotta talk to my management team before we Cause we need to sit down at the table and exclusively look at it. I'm saying, man, y'all better quit playing, man. Shoot that
Yeah.
thing by that email, man. This in rotation. It's that simple. It ain't
Appreciate it,
none
man.
of that old politics stuff. But man, any last words before you get off this thing, man?
Man, thank you, man. Appreciate that,
Already.
man. Appreciate you doing what you do too, man. I'm definitely we definitely gonna stay in contact, man. I need to hit up Prodigal too, man, because I'm only a couple hours from him, man.
Yes,
Need
sir.
to connect with him as well. Man, shout out to all my people, man. I seen a lot of people, a lot of my people that tuned in. My wife, of course,
Right.
she in the other room watching, keeping the kids quiet so they wouldn't interrupt me. My
I know,
mother-in-law
right.
on here. I got some my cousins on here. I
Right.
got another one of my brothers, man. My boss is actually on here, or she was. My boss tuned in. That's what's up there. Man, everybody else, man. Appreciate y'all, some co-workers, co-laborers in the gospel as well, man. Thank y'all, man. Go check out the video. Um, all over my social media, all over social media. My tags is JKells 318, which is the area code for where I live, Shreveport. J.Kells 318. My music on Spotify, Instagram, Apple Music, Spotify, TikTok. J.Kells. JKells. There's a couple more JKells out there. I'm not them.
Right. Right. Right.
The
Right.
songs I got on, I got the Thank You out there. I got a song called Catch the Spirit, and I got an EP called the Backlash EP. All those are mine. They on social media. I also did a song back in the gap with SoCom as well. Also, um, that's still out there as well. And then Wait is coming out as well. Also got a T-shirt line that I'm working on, man, called Blessings Flowing Like Water, man. Because in the midst of this pandemic, everything that's been happening, been going on, man. God, man, has favored us, man, and the blessings still flowing with me and my wife, man. We ain't missed a beat, man. All the stuff we've been through. So go on Facebook and facebook.com/BSFLW. Blessings flowing like water. BSFLW. Got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got hats. You can order those, place your orders for that. And man, just connect with me. Holler at me, man. Y'all
Already.
any opportunities, man. Appreciate you again. Thank you so much, man. Anytime, man. Whenever you get everything popping, man, in the city, man, everything on back up, holler at me. You know we there. We're gonna be there, man. We
Yes,
bringing the
sir.
masses, man. So I
Yes, sir.
appreciate you, bro.
Hey, let me ask something real quick. The t-shirts. You say you already got the t-shirts ready?
T-shirts ready, man. You place the order for the t-shirts, man. I got pictures up there. I got everything up there. I'm gonna have to send you one too, man.
Bet. I'm finna say I'm gonna sow that seed into it. I got to get me an extra large, man. That's one thing we do. I know the last artist we had on Particle, he got a t-shirt line, and I
Okay.
remember when he put it out, I said, "Hey man, I need an XL. What's the price?" Shoot it to me, and it say the shirt say you gotta see it. It say it's two messages in one. It say something like man, I better get this right. I just had that shirt on the other day. It say stay humble. What's it? Stay humble, hustle hard. But it's like a logo. It's like two messages and one logo. It's cold, man. So I had to get it. So I'm going fool with you, man, for real. I'm going. Matter of fact, inbox me that info
sure
again, and I'm gonna get on there, man. I gotta get extra line, extra large, so I can wear it on the show. That's one thing I try to do also, man. Is rep Christian based clothing on the show. Like we got our shirt now for the show, but that and HBCU clothing. You know, I represent HBCU because my wife graduated from one. I went to one for 3 years and I left. I told bro I'm done. I said, hey man, I ain't coming back. I'm finna go open me up a barber shop. He looked at me, he said, hey man, he said, nah, we're gonna see you next semester. I said, nah man, I'm done, man. I'm sitting in your classroom writing ideas about a barbershop, man. I'm finna get up out here and did that for I had a barbershop for 8 years, and but I love HBCUs, man. HBCUs, all over the board. Well, Grambling, how far is Grambling from Shreveport?
Grambling is about an hour. As a matter of fact, man, they just said, you know, they do the Bayou Classic every year. Grambling is
Right.
down in New Orleans. Well, actually, this coming April, it's gonna be in my city. It's gonna be.
I saw that.
We're gonna have the Bayou Classic here in Shreveport, man. I'm praying everything open back up, man, because I'm definitely working on some events, man, to do, man. And if it permits, man, you definitely got to come.
Man, let me know. We gonna swing through with some slow-mo flow gumbo, man. That's all I got for these boys. I got
popping out here, man.
Right. We're gonna link up, man. But on that note, man, we're gonna get off this thing, man. And man, I sure appreciate you, man, jumping on board, man, with the pros. Anytime, man. Anytime, anything we can do, we here. And man, we're gonna get off this thing and go from there, bro.
All right.
Okay, boss.
God bless.
Already, that was JKells. And man, that was the second interview of the double hitter. Man, again, I love listening to these stories, man. I hope y'all was blessed by these stories. This is what we're trying to do with the podcast. We're just trying to showcase the artists, gospel rap artists, hear their stories, the artists, the DJs, the promoters, the influencers, and we always announce that in the beginning and at the end of every interview. Why we do it for? We do this to showcase the gospel rap genre because it's a big genre. It's big, but a lot of people don't know about it. So we doing our part to showcase it on our end. Everybody, we stand in our lane, everybody in their different lanes, but we doing our part to showcase artists all over the United States, artists globally. We've reached out to some artists globally to showcase what they doing in the genre. So again, y'all can rewind this video, look at it in the beginning, man, share it, like it, comment. Soon we will have the website up. Hopefully next week it'll be ready. We have so far to date we have 5 podcasts that we've done. They'll be on the website. We will have t-shirts on the website, booking info if you want me to come to your city, rap, minister, sit on panels, whatever, virtually, since we're not moving around during COVID. We ready for COVID to be over so we can all go back outside and play again. And so, yeah, man, y'all tune in next week. Every week, we have 2 shows, 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. We broadcasting live from the Dirty. And we're going to get off this thing, man. I'm finna get out of here, man. Y'all stay blessed. Remember, tune in next week here on my page. Also, starting next week, you'll be able to go to the actual the refill page. We do have a page, but it's under construction. So soon we'll have everything flowing through there and on the website simultaneously at the same time. We're working on some things as far as having this show broadcast on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at the same time, simultaneously. So we building, we working, we grinding. And in the process, we still trying to figure this out, how to make this bigger and better, and have something that will showcase gospel rap, and that the gospel rap genre can be proud of for years to come. So I'm your boy Ron Daniel. I'm finna get off this thing, and y'all tune back in next week, 6 o'clock. Come back on this page. And throughout the week, we have more information about the website, about the YouTube channel, man. When we put it up, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe, man. Every subscriber, every like, man, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We building, we growing, we grinding, we figuring this thing out at the same time. So we looking to stay in this for the long haul. For not for a season. We looking to stay in this for years. And so to where, we're a staple in this genre. So y'all tune in next week. We're going to get off this thing, man. And y'all stay blessed. And we're going to holler at y'all next week.